I'm Sergeant Courtney White with the Arlington Police Department, COURTNEYWHITE. On today's date, officers responded to the Dick's Sporting Good area of the mall due to a fight that occurred on the escalators just between the Dick's Sporting Good and the skating rink. At some point, two groups were fighting and a shooting occurred. Two people were shot and wounded with non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to a local hospital. The suspect involved is still at large, and our detectives are working to identify that suspect and apprehend him. We want the public to know that mall security and the Arlington Police Department did immediately place the mall on lockdown and were able to safely evacuate all individuals inside of the mall. We also want to remind the public that this was not an active shooter incident, and this was an isolated incident that occurred inside.
Yeah, this is the holiday break. The malls are packed with people, school's out. What do you say just about being safe in a situation like this?
So here in Arlington, we have the mall security that obviously operates the mall security here, and then we have off-duty officers assigned to the mall as well. So we have heightened security around the holiday time. We have a holiday detail where officers are also outside on the premises directing traffic.
How long did one shooter at this time?
Yes, it's one shooter at this time who is still at large.
Any description of that person?
No, we do not have a description of that person.
And the two people who went to the hospital, were they involved in the initial incident or were they bystanders?
Our detectives are trying to investigate that and just to see what led up to this occurrence and how did a shooting occur here inside the mall. They're trying to determine, and they're at the hospital now speaking with those individuals just to see if they were involved or if they were innocent bystanders.
Yeah, we know this is an ongoing investigation. Is there any video that will play a role in the investigation at all?
The mall does have surveillance.
How long did it take for the mall to be lifted from the lockdown?
I'm not sure how long it took to lift the lockdown, but you have to understand that this is a busy time of the year. This is our holiday season. Kids are out of school, parents are off work, and so it was around evening time after 5 hours. So there were a lot of people inside of the mall.
What time were the initial reports of the shooting? What time exactly?
I believe it was around 1930, something like that, 1930 hours. So that'd be about 7:30.
A lot of local cities have been doing a lot of training this year for situations just like this. How often does Arlington do something like that, and how much do you think it played in a role in getting this under control so good?
You're asking what type of?
The training that we've seen, active shooter type training.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't an actual active shooter.
Mm-hmm.
How big of a role has something like that? Does that kind of training come into play with something like this?
Yes. So again, this wasn't an active shooter incident, but to answer your question, the Arlington Police Department, every officer is trained in active shooter training.
Most of the malls have signs that people are not allowed to carry weapons into the malls. Is this a time to remind people of that?
Absolutely. We want to remind people that firearms are deadly, and an incident like this could occur. We could have very well been arriving to a murder or where someone was seriously injured. And fortunately, in this incident, the two individuals sustained non-life-threatening injuries. But we want to remind people, please do not take firearms where they are prohibited. Anyone could get hurt, children, anything.
Can you give an age, possibly sex, or any information about the victims at this time?
No, the Arlington Police Department will not release information on the victims.
You expecting the mall to be open tomorrow?
Yes, the mall will reopen for regular hours.
You talked about this being a fight between two groups. A lot of malls have youth curfews in place specifically due to issues in the past with younger maybe teens getting into fights or disruptions. Were these teenage groups that got into a fight, and will this have any impact on the policy for security here tomorrow going forward?
I don't know the ages of the groups that were involved in this fight. I don't know their ages at all.
Did they run on foot? Were they picked up? Did they get in a car and take off?
Yes, the suspect ran out of the mall on foot.
So any concern to the surrounding neighborhood?
No, again, this was an isolated incident. The two groups got into a fight, and we do not believe that there's a threat to the public nearby. So it was on the escalator back here between Dick's Sporting Good and the skating ring. So there's an escalator right there in that area.
And the two victims who were transported to the hospital, were there injuries from being shot or from fights?
Yes, the two victims that were transported to the hospital were both injured by gunfire, and their injuries were non-life-threatening. Yes.
Thank you, Sergeant
Okay,
White.
thank you guys.